If true crime intrigues you, you're in the right place. Subscribe and follow Left Undone for detailed and interesting podcasts while we explore the current cases shaking the news. This season, Season 1 of Left Undone, we're exploring the Lorivallow case. Lorivallow is a mom who won't tell anyone where her children are. Unfortunately, not only are her children missing, but people are dying all around Lori. And interestingly enough, you can go back about 10 years, and there have been mysterious deaths that surround Lorivallow. Vallow Daybell is involved in a cult. They claim to be Mormon LDS. However, they are an offshoot. They have secret meetings, and they believe in things that are not in line with the teachings of the LDS Church. Hello, welcome to episode 40. Let's talk about Lori, lies, and narcissism. Let's get started. Please subscribe, ring the bell to get notifications when I do go live or when I add new content. Thank you again. I'm Catherine. Welcome to an episode of Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine. You can also reach out to me at reapharmony@gmail.com. That is my email address. We also have a discussion board on Facebook. It's Left Undone. And all I ask is that you're a subscriber of either my YouTube channel or following my podcast if you joined. So you're up to date, maybe, with what we're talking about. So let's get started. I'm Catherine. Hello, and how is everyone today? I'm not going live, but I am going to record this for you because there's some things we can backtrack on a little bit and talk about. First of all, Lorivallow is still in jail, so to me, that's a good thing. They weren't able to get her out of there. And number two, did you hear the rumor? Now, I have not looked into this, but apparently on Tammy and Chad's 30th anniversary, Chad went and got her headstone. So that's interesting. I mean, you should. You were married for 30 years and you have 5 kids, so that's a nice thing, but just kind of wondering about that. Now, there have been people recently that have brought up the thing like Lori was normal. Lori was always normal until she got involved with this cult. She was a good mom, but then we start to speculate on the fact that people died around Lori, like Stacy. Who knows now? You know, there are rumors out there, and we've talked about that. That Stacy is her sister, if you remember, who died of insulin overdose or hypoglycemia. We don't know. Either one would cause the same thing. Either your blood sugar drops in you, or you had too much insulin and your blood sugar drops. Brittle diabetics, that can happen to them. So then there's Joe Ryan, her ex-husband, who was Tylee's dad. He died. And now there's some speculation about was Lori involved in that? So if you go back that far, Lori was probably never a great person. If these things are true, these are alleged, these are suspect. But if they are true, then Lori was probably never a great mom or a great person. If you know anything about narcissists, truly the personality disorder of a narcissist is they're chameleons. They will be who they think they should be for things to go their way. So, for example, when you first meet someone, a narcissist, they will be everything. They will get to know you. They will basically become you. They won't like everything you like. They will be everything you want and a perfect spouse, partner, whoever to be. And then they keep that up. That's the love bombing. And they keep that up and they appear to just be these genuinely great people. Oh my gosh, I met the most wonderful person in the world. They suck you in, right? So they could do the same when they meet your family, as far as like my in-laws, my sister-in-law. So say Lori truly is a narcissist with narcissistic personality disorder, not just like, oh, not narcissistic tendencies, I like nice things, but a true narcissist personality disorder and overlapping even sociopath, because I believe this is exactly what she is. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or anything, but if you read up and you follow and you look into this stuff, there's a lot of evidence that we can allegedly say Lori is a narcissist. So if you look back and you think about Lori, she was whoever they thought she should be when she met her sister-in-laws, when she met um, Annie. Annie said she was great. She was terrific. She was wonderful, right? But now Annie's like, whoa, maybe not. And when she met Kay, oh my gosh, she was such a wonderful mom. So Lori put on the show that Lori wanted them to see. But then what happened, and what I've read about, and I'm going to try to find one of the articles, is there is a thing that can happen to you if you can be tipped over the edge. You already are a sociopath. You already have those tendencies, but you've hidden it well. Well, then you get involved with something crazy like a cult, or like other people that are, suck you into this, and it just becomes that much worse. You become even more of a sociopath with psychotic, so that's what I think has happened. I think Lori was never this grand, wonderful, nice mother. I think she portrayed one when she needed to. And then she got to the point where that doesn't matter, because anybody that was ever a great mother wouldn't be ditching Colby, wouldn't be hiding her kids or killing them. And I really believe that she is clinically has a severe personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, sociopath. That's my speculation on Lori. There's just too much evidence, circumstantial, hearsay, whatever you want to call it. But there's just too many people that have too many stories, and there's too much stuff that couldn't even have happened in a million years. That many people don't drop like flies around you. And you don't throw your children somewhere and pretend that they're safe somewhere and never tell anybody where they are and come up with lie after lie after lie. Lori's lies. Well, she tells, when Charles was shot, she tells Colby that he had a heart attack. He walks in, and guess what? No, Uncle Al shot him. Oh, lie. Okay. Oh, now truth. Okay. She tells the school, JJ's school, that Charles committed suicide. Okay. Lie. She tells people that Tylee was dead. She told people that she had a daughter that died last year. Lie. She told people that the dog's owner was dead. She told, which I guess she could be saying Charles, maybe. She told so many lies and continue to tell lies that, and she doesn't even care if they're straight, if they kept them straight or not. Are they straight? I don't know. She calls Melanie Gibb and tells Melanie Gibb to lie and say she has JJ when the police are calling. And then Chad does it too. Lies. A normal person doesn't do that. That is sociopathic, narcissistic. That is abnormal behavior, extremely abnormal behavior. So Lori is not, and probably never was, this great person. She could be that person because they're chameleons and they're actresses. And that's what I think Lori did. I think she was an actress in a show her entire life, and she was the person someone needed her to be at the time they needed her to be that person. Oh, here, like say when she met Charles and she met his family. Look at how sweet she is. She's sweet. She's cute. She's all American. She's blonde. She's a Mormon. She's this, she's that. She's great, right? That's who she was. Here's who I want you to think I am right now. I can make you think I'm anybody. If you've never met me before, I can make you think I'm anybody, you know? I mean, you could do it. Any of us could do it. We could be this person we're not just to get our way if we're a narcissist. And that's what they do. And you'll notice that if you've ever known any of them, they will come on strong. They will act like they're the best thing ever. And they will be your best friend, your best boyfriend, your best girlfriend, the best you would ever imagine. And you think that, holy cow, how did this wonderful person land in my lap? Because if they didn't do that, if they were an asshole right off the bat, everybody would be like, oh no, wow. Like if you meet somebody and they're like, hey, and they start out treating you like dirt or start showing you that they're a sociopath, you're going to walk away right away. It's after they treat you like you are so fantastic and wonderful and you're the best thing that ever happened to them, and they get you to believe you're the best thing that ever happened to them and they're the best thing that ever happened to you. Then later on, 6 months in, a year in, 2 years in, the colors flip. And everyone that I've ever known, it's usually about 6 months in when they start showing. And by that time, if you're their significant, if you're their significant other, odds are you are going to not go around telling everybody. You're not going to post on social media, oh my gosh, the love of my life that I thought was just the most wonderful person on earth just turned into a crazy Dracula. Over time, you'll realize it. And when you really truly realize it, you will go away. So why do all these men leave Lori? Why? I mean, she's beautiful. She's somewhat smart. I don't think she's stupid. She's good eye candy. She picks a little bit older men. I mean, Charles was quite a bit older than her, 12, 13 years. And, she's got a cute figure. So then you bring her home and you think you've got this great prize, right? Oh, I got this great person, blah, blah, blah. Well, when they start showing their true colors, you remember the good times. And so then you go, okay, wait a minute. This person, the real person is in there somewhere. And then later on, you realize the real person is the devil that came in disguise in the beginning. So what's new? Let's talk about what's new in the news. So we know that Lori's 2 lawyers have stepped down, 2 of her attorneys, the criminal ones. We know that the judge was removed. He removed himself, but they requested that the judge be removed. We know that. So 2 of her lawyers quit, and that was last week. She's still in jail, so she hasn't bonded out, which I'm happy about. She's probably really frustrated about it. But, remember in the court hearing when they were watching after her lawyer, Edwina, or whatever her name was, made her little speech, and so did the prosecutor. And then the judge goes, okay, I'm going to reduce the bail. And Lori sat like that. And if you saw the video about body language on her, and they kind of broke down her body language, she closed her eyes when they said reduced to 1 million. So what the woman that was talking about body language and expressions said, you do that when you hear something you don't like. So I think right away she knew she wasn't going to be able to do it. But she wasn't going to let the people behind her think that she wasn't going to be able to do it. So she got up with that crappy ass smirk on her face and pranced out of there like, I am Lori Vallow Daybell and I am busting out of here any minute. But did it happen? Nope. Okay. So People magazine says Lorivallow legal team has a shakeup. The two lawyers withdrew on Friday from defending her against charges related to the September disappearance of her kids, right? So they're gone. Her remaining attorney is Mark Means. Mark Means was the one that asked for the judge to be removed, and the judge removed himself. They didn't have to have a reason for that. We still don't know where the children are. Hashtag where are the children. I think the cases with Kay and Larry for child custody have been postponed as well, so that they don't have to make a bunch of trips back and forth, is what I was told. And remember, from the very beginning, the police had always said they believed that the children's lives were in danger. If you remember that, there's a reason they said that. They also say that police in Rexburg have documented several misleading statements about the children from the Vallow Daybell. The defense attorneys that quit, they didn't give a reason. And they did send, before the judge that did remove himself by the request, but he did remove himself, they set a preliminary hearing date of May 7th and 8th. So they all wanted a delay anyways. And the FBI and all the Arizona people, the Rexburg, Idaho people, they all came together last week and had a meeting about this case. So we know they're working on things, right? But Lori's still not talking, and we still don't know where any kids are. So I'm not going to go over the dates, but I'm going to go over the timeline with you, just in chronological order of what's gone on, just to recap. So back in July, we'll start with Charles. We're not going to go back further than that, because you know there is other things back further than that are very suspicious. But back in July, Charles came to Lori's house in Arizona to pick up JJ, take him to school. That morning, Lori grabbed his phone, ran from him with it, whatever, wouldn't give it to him. He put JJ in the car, came back in the house for his phone, and Alex was there, her brother, said it was self-defense, all this crap about, being hit with a bat by him. And if you go back and look at that video of the police interview, it was really bad because there were a lot of inconsistencies in there. And so Charles was shot dead that day. They were taken in and they were released, and it was called self-defense. But it was always an open investigation, apparently. After Charles died, Lori found out that his $1 million insurance policy did not go to her. It went to Sister Kay. So she was mad about that. Also, just to back up, she didn't tell Charles' adult sons that he was dead for like a day and a half, and then wouldn't give them details about what happened or funeral information or anything like that. Lori took everything that she could possibly take to sell. The kids never got the watches they wanted, is from what I'm understanding. Then Lori was told by her landlord that she needed to move out. So by the end of August, she was told to move out. She went and told Colby right before she left to move to Idaho that they were leaving, but didn't tell Colby where or whatever. She lied to JJ's school, sent him a letter, and said she has a job in Idaho that she had to go take. So she takes Tylee, she gets rid of the dog, JJ's service dog, gets rid of him, puts an ad for him first to sell, and then the breeder saw it and said, no, you bring that dog back here. So she brought the dog back to the breeder. Then her, Tylee, and JJ moved to Rexburg. She enrolls JJ in school. So they're up there like the very beginning of September is when they get up there. Tylee and JJ were last seen that first week of September together playing outside. I believe it was September 6th. So you guys, I'm just recapping, so I'm not pulling out all the exact dates. I just want to give you like more of a chronological story of how it all went down, just for anybody that's new or anybody that just wants a little recap. So Tylee and JJ were seen, I believe it was September 6th, playing out front. On September 8th, Alex and Lori there's photographs of them. Alex, Lori, JJ, and Tylee are all in Yellowstone Park. There's pictures. They were found on Lori's iCloud account, and there's also pictures of them at the entrance. So Tylee was seen at the entrance. There's no digital evidence, nothing after that Tylee was ever seen again. There are some suspicions that possibly they got rid of Tylee in Yellowstone. There is the death zone where I would not be surprised if Lori and Alex believe that this is true and that they could do this. They could get rid of somebody there and never be held responsible. But the death zone is supposedly an area in Yellowstone that you could theoretically kill somebody and never have to pay the price for it. We did a video on that. They leave. JJ still goes to school. On September 19th, Lori gets a babysitter for JJ. On that same day, Chad is on a plane going to Arizona for some reason. Some lady had a news report that said Chad sat next to him on the plane. Talked to him about not writing his books anymore and blah, blah, blah. Some people believe that lady made that up. Some people believe it's true. Who knows why? Everybody's going back and forth to Arizona for some reason anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is true that Chad needed to go there for something. On September 23rd, JJ goes to school. On September 24th, Lori notifies the school that JJ is going to be homeschooled. That's the last time anybody ever has any evidence of JJ, was September 23rd. No more JJ after that. October 1st, Lori rents a storage unit in Rexburg. October 2nd, her and Chad, from what we're seeing on Nate's video, enhanced video, bring a tire and a back seat into the storage unit. On October 2nd, Brandon Boudreaux, he has a near-death experience because someone shoots at him out of a Jeep that is later found to be registered to Charles Vallow. So suspicion is that Alex was driving that Jeep and shot at him. Now remember, Tammy, Chad's wife, is alive and well. On October 3rd, Alex and Lori, now it's Alex, you can tell it's a different person, return to the storage shed and get the tire and the seat and put it back in the car. On October 4th, Tammy goes and spends the weekend, I guess, with her parents. Later that next week, Tammy's shot at with what she says is a paintball gun, calls the police, they call it a fuck. We just went over this in the last video, but I'm just trying to give you the timeline. So then move on. Tammy winds up dead. And Tammy winds up dead mid-October. She's gone. She's dead. Tammy winds up dead mid-October. She's gone. She's dead. And no autopsy. And at some point in November, late November, Kay and Larry have not been able to get a hold of JJ, and they're kind of getting concerned. So they ask for a welfare check. When the police come out and do the welfare check, they both have told Melanie Gibb, and Melanie Gibb is the source for the original zombie letter, and I will go over that again. They tell Melanie Gibb to lie. So Melanie Gibb is like, what? She obviously knows they're both asking her to lie about where JJ is. The next day, the police come back with a search warrant after they realize that they lied, and they're gone. And they're not seen again until they're found in Hawaii. Even though there's a lot of speculation that the police knew where they were the whole time, which is probably true. But they're eventually in Hawaii and pulled over, right? The end of November, Alex marries Zulema Pastinas and takes her name. Brandon's wife, Melanie, who is Lori's niece, also gets married to Ian Pulowski. They both, all four of them, run off to Las Vegas and get married literally like 15 minutes apart, even though it's 2 days apart. They witness each other's weddings. Eventually, these kids are missing. The people are missing. Nobody knows anything. What's going on? couple weeks after Alex and Zelima get married, there's a 911 call and Alex is dead. Very suspicious, right? Eventually, Lori and Chad are found on the island of Kauai. They get pulled over and they get all their stuff taken out of they get a warrant, they get searched, and they're let go. And they are given a subpoena or warrant to show up in court and bring the kids. Now, the Lori camp decides that this is the government trying to take her kids away, and so she doesn't show up. So she just is held in contempt, but nothing happens and they don't arrest her. They wind up just staying down there and getting married, pictures on the beach, yada, 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 show up eventually. And they don't come home. Finally, they get arrested. They go to Maui. They go to Maui for a weekend with a whole bunch of luggage, which is weird. If they're only going for a night, you wouldn't bring all that luggage. I went to Europe with one suitcase and one backpack, like for 9 days. You wouldn't need luggage and luggage. So there was some ulterior motive to that trip to Maui, and I don't know what it was. And there's speculation, and who knows. A lot of people think that they were going to go to Mexico or whatever, but apparently Lori has an expired passport. They come back, and within a couple of days, Lori's arrested in Kauai, and we still don't know how many kids. And then eventually, Lori gets extradited back to Idaho, and we still don't have any kids. Lori is still in jail in Idaho, and can't make bond. In the meantime, Chad's not looking so good because this enhanced video has come up, and that is not looking very good for him, because now people know that it was him at the storage. But it also makes Alex look really bad, that he really could have been the shooter. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Lori's still in jail, and Chad is still out, and there's crap going on about the whole AVAL thing, and Christopher Parrott has offered a 50% discount for anybody that wants to join AVAL. A lot of people have left. I've gotten some amazing emails from great, wonderful people that have seen the light and decided, oh my gosh, this was a scam for our money, and these people are not legit. So I'm going to end this now because I have about another 45 minutes of recorded information for you about the zombie letter. So I'll go ahead and put that in the next podcast. And I do appreciate everyone, and thank you so much for following. You can donate and become a Patreon. The link is below. You can also donate to my PayPal if you would like to help support this channel. Of course, always watching the ads helps, and as well as just joining, liking, subscribing, and ring the bell for notifications. So when I do upload a video or go live, you will be notified by ringing that bell. Thank you again, everyone. I appreciate all your support. Let's keep this alive. We want to find these kids, and we want justice. So thank you so much. This is Catherine, and this has been an episode of Left Undone: Incomplete Investigations.